Hello everyone, welcome to Easy Reliable channel. In today's session, we are going to talk about Oracle Exadata overview. So, agenda is a Exadata machine overview, Oracle Exadata term, Exadata hardware architecture, Exadata software architecture, Exadata database machine overview, Exadata storage server overview, InfiniBand overview, key capability of Exadata machine, patching on Exadata machine, backup and recovery for Exadata machine, migration to Exadata machine, and basic command. So before going into detail, we need to understand key term. So EHCC Exadata hybrid columnar compression, CU compression unit, PDU power distribution unit, IB InfiniBand, ILOM integrated lightout manager, IPMI intelligent platform management interface, Learn logical unit, hardware assistant resilience data, RDS reliable data socket protocol, IDB intelligent database protocol, UDM user defined matrix, IOP input output per second, OERM Oracle Enterprise Linux, QDPE quarterly database patching for Exadata, ULN unbreakable Linux network, SNMP symbol network management protocol, MS management server, RS restart server, EM enterprise manager, EMGC enterprise manager grid, SCA host control adapter, HBA host bus adapter, SM subnet, DBRM database resource manager, SATA serial advanced technology attachment, SAS serial attached SCSI, OFED open fabric enterprise distribution, PCU patch adapter, CPU critical patch update, BP bundle. So we need to know this term before going for a overview of Oracle Exadata. So these are the prerequisites for Exadata engineer. So they need to know basic stuff related to Oracle DBA, RAC, ASM, and Unix, basic command on Unix and Linux. So this PPT is prepared especially for DBA and Oracle developer. Oracle Exadata machine. Oracle Exadata machine is an engineer system which is especially designed for Oracle database on cluster architecture supported by Oracle RAC. There is no generic configuration. All components of Exadata are fully tuned as per Exadata requirement. It is combination of hardware and software which provide extreme performance, scalability, availability is introduced in September 2008. In Exadata, private interconnect is not used. It is accomplished by InfiniBand and clusterware file. Oracle Exadata provide different version of Exadata machine. It start from version 2, X2, X3, X4, X5, X6, X7, and now X8 is also available in market. It is Exadata machine is delivered as complete package, software, server, storage. Exadata is simple and fast to implement. So these are the Exadata generation. Exadata started from was Exadata version 1. It was built on HP hardware. Later Oracle I purchased Sun. So after that they started to use Sun hardware. So these are the version of Exadata machine: Exadata V2, Exadata X2, Exadata X3, Exadata X4, Exadata X5, Exadata X6, X7, and X8. So in each version, there is some specific feature. So in a start, Exadata added a smart scan. Later, they added flash cache, hybrid columnar compression, InfiniBand. We will we will discuss about this feature in detail. So how Exadata machine is different from normal machine? So main advantage of Exadata is here. Exadata have powerful and intelligent shared storage provided by Exadata storage server, storage mirror by ASM. High bandwidth and low latency cluster interface and storage networking provided using InfiniBand technology. Powerful and well balanced database server joined together in cluster. Exadata is well suited for consolidating multiple database onto single Exadata machine. It is used for data warehouse as well as OLTP environment. It is delivered with complete package of software, hardware, and network. There is a single point of accountability, meaning that issue will never remain unresolved since there is no need to wait for other vendor because all component is provided by Oracle only. So even software, hardware, monitoring tool, everything is provided by Oracle support. So there is no need to wait for other vendor. Oracle support will give the complete solution if any issue came in Exadata machine, either in software and hardware. So key component of Exadata is a Exadata intelligent storage server. High bandwidth and low latency interconnect, which is called InfiniBand. Powerful and well balanced database server joined together in some of the hardware features. So these are the hardware component in Exadata: Cisco network switch, KVM, PDU, rack, flash cache. Software component, these are the three software components: storage software, operating system, Oracle database software. Oracle database software we can use 11 or 12C, but now even we can use 19C. Means Exadata, in Exadata machine, Oracle software can be used 11G onward. These are the basic hardware component of Exadata. So in this example, we have the DB node. These are the DB node. Yeah, these are the DB node. These are the DB node, okay, and DB node will be connected to a storage which is called intelligent storage through InfiniBand. So inside a storage, we we have the flash disk as well as normal disk. So we have we have Oracle Exadata base server, then InfiniBand and storage server. A storage server is also called cell. So inside cell we have disk, flash disk as well as normal disk. On a storage server also we have Linux OS and some special software which make storage as intelligent. Storage server. So in general case, storage is attached to database server, but here in Exadata environment, disks are not attached to database server as it is normally case with the direct attached storage, but related to different server known as storage server. There is a 14 storage server in full rack. Oracle Exadata software run in this cell on the top of OS. Database and cell communicate with each other via high performance InfiniBand network. Exadata provide intelligent, high performance shared storage to both single and as well as rack storage. Supply by Exadata is made available to Oracle database using automatic storage management feature of Oracle database. ASM add resilience to Exadata storage by providing mirroring scheme that can be used to maintain redundant copy of data in a separate Exadata storage server. This protect against data loss if a storage server is lost. Normal protection ensure that two copies of data are maintained on separate Exadata storage, while high level protection maintain three copies of data on separate Exadata storage. So in this Exadata box, a storage server is intelligent enough. Okay, storage server has some other key capability. Okay, we will discuss in later. A storage server has disk as well as flash disk. Or this disk is used for ASM. ASM already I understand as a DBA you know the ASM. So ASM provide resilience of storage, okay, by providing mirroring scheme. So we have two type of the mirroring scheme here: normal protection and high protection. In normal protection, two copy of data are maintained, and high level protection, three copy of data is maintained on different Exadata storage server. Disk. So in Exadata storage server, we have disk. So each cell had 12 disks. Depending on the configuration, these disks are either 600 GB high performance and 2 TB capacity. Okay. So in a storage server, we have flash disk as well. So each cell has 3.2 TB of flash disk in high capacity storage and extreme fast storage. Disk can be presented to compute node as a storage. Database server. So other main component of Exadata machine is database server. Exadata machine run on Oracle database 11G and 12C as well as 19C. A cluster and database run on server that is known as database server, as we can say compute server as well. So full rack has 8 database server running on Oracle Linux, Oracle Solaris, and 14 storage server, 6 core per storage server. Cluster interconnect. Generally, in normal case, in normal data center, as a cluster interconnect, we use private IP, but in Exadata machine, private IP is not used. We use InfiniBand, which provide high bandwidth and low latency. InfiniBand network. Cell and node are connected through InfiniBand for high speed and low latency. There are three InfiniBand switch for redundancy throughput. Note there is no fiber switch since there is no fiber component. Ethernet switch. The outside world can communicate via InfiniBand or by Ethernet. There is a set of Ethernet switch with port open to outside. The client may connect to node using Ethernet. KVM switch. So there is a keyboard, video and mouse switch to get direct access to the node and cell physically. Management and ILOM. This Ethernet IP address is used to manage Exadata. Using this network, administration can access database server and Exadata storage using remote logging facility. So there is a new protocol in Exadata machine that is called IDB protocol. Oracle Exadata use intelligent database protocol to transfer data between database node to a storage node. IDB is used to ship SQL operation down to Exadata machine for execution or to return query result to the database kernel. Other important file is a cell init.ora. Cell init.ora file is a host specific file contain all database IP address that connect to a storage network used by Oracle Exadata storage. This file must exist for each database that connect to Oracle Exadata storage server. Cell init file contain database IP address and cell IP file contain a storage IP address. Both files located in database server host. So Oracle provide Exadata machine as a full rack, half rack, quarter rack, and 8 rack. So in full rack, it has 8 database server and 14 Exadata storage machine, 2 InfiniBand, 1 Ethernet switch. In half rack machine, when client will purchase half rack machine, so it will be exactly half capacity. It has 4 database server, 7 Exadata storage server. It has 256 GB of memory. Quarter rack, it consists of several virtual machines configured to 2 database and 3 Exadata storage machine, 2 InfiniBand. 8 rack. So 8 rack contain 2 database server and 3 Exadata shell, 2 InfiniBand switch. However, in the 8 rack, half of the database server CPU core are disabled. 8 rack extreme flash storage server have half the CPU, half the flash drive enabled, whereas the 8 rack capacity storage server have half CPU core enabled, half our disk and flash card are removed. So these are the capacity of Exadata machine. In full rack, you can see from this diagram, in full rack we have 8 database server, 14 storage server, 2 InfiniBand, and flash drive. So flash drive depends on, because we have two type of storage server, one extreme high capacity and extreme flash. Okay. Full rack database machine. So Exadata full rack machine come into two version. One is a 6x6 version, which had two model. Two means two socket. Okay. Other is a 8 socket database machine. So there are 14 Exadata machine in full rack database machine. There is a 14 Exadata cell. Okay. So Exadata full rack, you can see. Okay. So these are the component, you can see these are the component. These are the placement of a storage server. Okay. In Exadata machine, in full rack, there is 14 Exadata storage server, which is placed here and here. 8 database server, you can see 8 database machine here and here. So these are the two QDR 40 GB per InfiniBand switch, 36 port. Means each InfiniBand has 36 port, which is placed here in this box. Power distribution unit at rear. Okay. Rear. Quarter rack. So quarter rack, you can see in quarter rack, quarter are 2 database server and 3 Exadata storage server, and 2 InfiniBand switch, 1 Ethernet switch. So keyboard, video, mouse, KVM hardware, these are the place here in this box. 2 compute node means database node, and 3 storage node, 2 InfiniBand switch, Cisco Ethernet, 1 Cisco Ethernet. Okay. Power distribution unit, 2 power distribution unit. So you will get in quarter rack. Oracle also come with elastic configuration, means you can purchase quarter rack then based on the requirement, you can increase capacity. You can add a storage server as well as database server based on the requirement. So in elastic Exadata machine, you can increase storage from 3 to 14 and database machine 2 to 4 and QDR always 2 Cisco machine with 48 port power distribution at rear. So minimum configuration for elastic is required 2 database server and 3 Exadata storage. So maximum configuration in this box we can do 2 database server and 14 storage server. Either we can change the configuration 3 database server and 11 Exadata storage server, same 4 database server and 8 storage server. So in elastic configuration we can modify or we can add or remove database server as well as storage server. So a starting point for elastic configuration is Exadata quarter rack, which contain 2 database server and 3 storage server. From this starting point, any number of database server or storage server can be added up to maximum of 22 server until rack is physically full. For example, in elastic configuration that maximize storage would contain 2 database server, 18 storage server at which rack would be physically full. So in elastic configuration allow mixture of extreme flash as well as high capacity storage. We can use elastic configuration can be factory assembled by Oracle or customer can incrementally add server to existing Exadata machine including V2, X2, X3, X4, X5, X6, any version they can add. So we have already discussed about type of the Exadata machine, eighth rack, quarter rack, half rack and full rack. So these are the capacity for storage, CPU and RAM. Okay. So in X62 and X68, we have DB server 2 to 8 and a storage server 3 to 14. So database platform leadership since 2008. So from 2008, version of Exadata has increased from V1, V2, X3, X4, X5, X6, X7. So these are the capacity has changed drastically. Capacity has changed from initial version of Exadata to current version of Exet. Okay. So in overview of Exet, in Exadata Exet, 90C is used. So all feature of 90C can be implemented in Exadata Exet. So we have covered overview of Exadata hardware architecture. Now we are going to discuss about Exadata based machine software architecture. So how when we run SQL, how it communicate to database internally, we will discuss here. So Exadata based server use Oracle Linux as operating system. Exadata server run 11G and 12C. ASM is required and provide file system and volume manager. So in Exadata, ASM is used. Oracle database communicate with Exadata by using a special library called libcell. It communicate with Exadata by using IDB. Libcell and IDB enable ASM database instance to utilize Exadata storage feature, a smart scan, resource management. Means when we run any SQL, Exadata base machine will communicate to a storage machine, mean all SQL statement will be converted into IDB and it will communicate to a storage server. With the help of IDB enable, ASM and database stars will utilize Exadata feature. Database Resource Manager is integrated with Exadata Storage Server Manager. DBRM, IORM work together to ensure that IO resource are allocated based on the administrator defined priority. Disk mount, check storage network interface state and cell liveliness. Management servers on database server provides set of management and configuration function. It works in cooperation with DBM CLI command. Restart, it is used to start and start and shut down MS on database server. Restart and management server run on both database machine as well. A storage server. These are the storage server component. Oracle Linux on a storage server. We have the Oracle Linux Shell SRV, which are a special software for storage. Okay, it provide some. This software only make Oracle storage as a intelligent storage. So on Exadata machine architecture, Oracle same, we have the Linux here, and Shell SRV is a primary Exadata software component and provide the priority Exadata service. Shell SRV is a multi-threaded server. Primarily, Shell server communicate with Oracle database to serve multiple block requests such as data buffer, cache, smart scan. Shell server also implement IO resource management, collect numerous statistics related to its components. Shell service launched by Shell by, so we can check Shell serve using this command, pf command we can use. Oracle and ASM process use leaf shell to communicate with Shell server, and leaf shell convert IO requests into messages that are sent to Shell server by using IDB protocol. Okay. So restart server is also available on a storage server. It is used to start or shut down the Shell server. Management server, it is also monitor this service to check if need to be restarted. Okay, we can check management servers using PSEF grep MS server. Okay, so now we will learn about a database machine in detail. Now we will talk about database machine in detail. So Exadatabase machine come into two configuration. One is Exadata machine X62 or X68. Exadata machine X62 Oracle also offer Exadata machine X8. The major difference is that two socket database server is in the Exadata machine. X are replaced by larger X socket database server. Each of the larger database server contain 144 CPU core, at least 2 TB RAM, more network administration interface. Exadata machine can be configured with Exadata. Okay. So here is the overview of Exadata database machine. So in Exadata database machine, we have processor, system memory, disk drive, disk controller, network interface, remote management, and power supplies. So processor, total processor is 44 processor, and memory is at 256. Okay, can be expandable to 768. Disk drive is 4 into 600 GB. Disk controller, okay, is also available 1 GB write cache. Network interface, okay, remote interface, ILOM, and two redundant hot swappable power supply. These are the different type of Exadata machine with the edge socket. In edge socket, we have the 144 CPU. CPU is more here. System memory is 2 TB. Here is a 256 TB only. Disk drive is same here. Disk drive is also double. Disk controller is 1 GB write. Other things is same here. Means in this machine X68 we have different socket, mean we have the 8 socket and capacity is more compared to X62 socket. Other main component of Exadata machine is a Exadata storage server. A storage server is also called as cell. Exadata storage server is a highly optimized storage server for Oracle database. It delivers outstanding I/O and SQL processing for database. A single storage server is called cell. Cell is a building block for a storage grid. A storage server backup happen automatically is use internal USB drive called cell boot flash drive to take backup of software. Each cell is a computer with the CPU, memory, bus, disk, network adapter. So a storage server is highly optimized for faster processing of large query. It has been carefully architect to ensure no bottleneck in the controller in other component inside the storage server. It make intelligent use of high performance flash memory to boost performance and also use a state-to-art InfiniBand network. Data storage ensure that I/O resources are made available, whereas so main advantage of a storage server, database can upload some database processing on a storage server which is called a smart scan. It is highly optimized for fast processing of large query. It is intelligent to use high performance flash memory to boost performance. It uses InfiniBand network for a higher throughput. It supports hybrid columnar compression which provide high level of data compression. It manages I/O resource through IORM. It uses ASM to evenly distribute storage load for every database. We can assign dedicated storage to single database. Shared storage is not a perfect solution. Running multiple type of workload and database on shared storage often lead to the performance problem. Large parallel query on the one database can impact the performance of critical query on another database. Also, data log and analytics data can impact the performance of critical database. So, a storage in Exadata machine is a smart machine, a smart or it a good low latency InfiniBand network. So data when we run the any SQL data will transfer from database machine to a storage machine through InfiniBand. Internally, how it will communicate because every SQL will be transferred into IDB message. How from the IDB message, cell SRB, which is the main software of a storage, it will give the request to a storage server. A storage server will offload some database machine if it is related to full scan. So in that case, a smart scan will happen, and after processing on a storage server, it will return data to database server. So we have already discussed about a storage server. A storage server is a high performance storage server. Operating system, which operating system is being used? So Linux is being used. Which hardware is used? Sun hardware is used. So storage server come in two capacity. One is called high capacity storage server, other is called extreme flash storage server. So high capacity storage server come with more storage space and less RPM. The maximum SQL bandwidth for full rack database machine means with the 14 cell is 250 GB per second. A raw disk capacity is 96 TB, in flash drive is a 12.8. Extreme flash storage come with the less storage and high RPM. The maximum SQL bandwidth for the full drive machine is 263, means more than high capacity storage. But in extreme flash cache, we have the less memory. So you can see here high capacity storage server. So in a high capacity storage server, we have the 96 TB disk drive and as well as we have flash drive 12 TB. But in extreme flash cache, we don't have disk drive. We have only 25th TB flash drive. Same we have the ILOM Ethernet port or two redundant PCU we have. Cell or Exadata storage cell is a combination of disk drive put together to store data. Each Exadata storage server contains 12 hard disks. Exadata cell software automatically sends the physical disk in the each storage server. A cell administration, you can only view the predefined set of hard disk attributes. Each physical disk is mapped to the logical abstraction called LUN. LUN expose additional predefined metadata attribute to the cell administration. You cannot create or remove the LUN; they are the automatically created. So when we purchase Oracle Exadata machine, so already we have the disk and LUN allocated. Okay, each of the first two disks contain a system area that span multiple disk partition. Two system area mirror copy of each other, which are maintained using software mirroring. The system area consume approx 29 GB on each. I mean, it will store the OS, swap space, Exadata software binary, matrix, alert repository, everything it will store here. Physical disk. In Exadata storage server, we have physical disk. Physical disks are divided into the multiple partition. Each partition is then presented as a LUN. Okay, some LUN are used to create file system. Okay, so LUN we can check the LUN and the seal disk. Okay, these are the high capacity storage disk storage relationship. So when we purchase a storage server, we have physical disk and LAN as well as it is already predefined. So we need to create only shell disk and grid disk. So grid disk is used later. Grid disk is used for the ASM disk. So after doing the partition, first two LAN will be used for the system area. Okay, and rest we can store the data. So in the grid disk, we have the hot part and cold part. So first partition, if you do first partition, it will go to the hot part and other partition will go in the cold part. These are the relation in the storage server, stream flash storage server. So physical disk, LAN, and then we can create shell. Shell disk can be created, can be used for the grid disk. Okay, later which can be used as ASM disk, and flash cache. It can be used as flash cache as well as the flash log. So first two LAN is used for the data storage partition system area. So in extreme flash, grid disk, flash disk and flash log can be used. Each Exadata access high capacity contain 12 TB of the high. Okay, that's all.